This is why I say, blessed is the man who trusted in the Lord. He is strong and mighty. Blessed is the man who trusted in the Lord. He is strong and mighty. Blessed, 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 blessed. He is strong and mighty.
Good evening, everyone. I am nervous. I am filled with nerves. How are you doing? Hey, my name is Canute Neil Ellis, and you are in Culture Shock. We have a gang of guys that shook the culture, and we are going to get into a ton of stuff. But before we do that, help me welcome my guests, Tony Hutton, Delroy Thomas, and Rohan Reid, and my co-host, Rhon Matthison. Welcome,
yes,
gentlemen.
Thank you.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
Look here, guys, to get all of these guys, yeah, I know they're not in studio with us, but hey, we're all quarantining, so we're not supposed to be even out and about anyways. But give thanks to the technology. As many of you know, I am a tech director, I am an audio engineer, I'm a producer, and it is my joy to even use technology to get these guys here on tonight. It's a Friday night, May 15, 2020. You've never seen this ever before. Ever. This is Culture Shock. To have Rohan, to have Rhon, to have Uncle Deli, Uncle Tony on this live, you're in for a treat. What is Culture Shock? It is the guys that shook the culture all the way back from in the early 60s, or you know what, better yet, since they were born. And Rhon and I were going to dig in and get into these guys' mind, hear the tunes they played on here, the tunes they come up with, the techniques and all of that stuff. It's going to be an amazing time. Here's a few housekeepings. I want you, if you love what's going on, give us some hearts, give us some hearts, give us some hearts. Share the link and tell everybody about it. I want you to share the link. And I want you to help me to big up the affiliates that's with us. Now, since last Sunday, Culture Shock has been syndicated on many platforms. Last week, we were on GL365. We're on there again this week. And we are also on Love TV in Jamaica and wherever can pick up Love TV, right? So I want to say hello to all the Love TV guys over there. They're awesome people. Nadine, thank you so much for having us in your home. I want to also thank GL365 Radio, Douglas Bromwell, who did a great job last week, and Insights. Look here. I'm going to stay on topic. Last week was amazing. This is even amazing. Anointed TV, which is also on Amazon Fire Stick. So if you're in the New York area, bless up to my Bridget Grashi. Thank you so much for having us on your station. We appreciate it. iTunes Magazine out in Florida. Lima and the team over there, thank you so much for having us on your platforms. We are excited. And last but not least, the GNLC out of New York, and Colorful Praise, Garnet Gibson. Thank you so much for having us on. What does this mean? This means we are on many other platforms and other people are watching and they're going to be in here. So I want you guys who are original Foundation Culture Shackers to let them feel welcome. Use the comment box. Use it. We're going to ask you some questions for Rohan, for Tony, and for Deli, and we're going to get into that. But before we get into the questions and all that, we're going to get into how these guys got started. Ron, how you doing? You're excited to be here?
Man. Very, 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 very excited to be here, man. Among the legends, you know?
Nice. Nice.
Definitely.
Nice. So let's jump right into it. Tony Hutton, how did you got started?
Oh, that's a long story.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I tried to. The long and short of it is that my mother bought me a little plastic guitar when I was about 9, 10. And it helped me a lot with music. I tune it that when I hold across the string, it makes, a chord. So my uncle started seeing that I was interested in music, started showing me C, F, G on the guitar. He had a back guitar. And then he died. But when I came back from the country to live with my big sister, that's Ron's mother, his dad played guitar. So he started showing me some chords. And then I got into it. But the long and short of it is how I get into the bass.
Yeah.
My pastor went away and I told her to bring me back a guitar.
Yeah.
When she came back with a little red guitar with 4 string on it, 4 string. It's the first I see a bass guitar, and no church had a bass guitar then. So I was wondering, what do I do with this thing? But common sense, I just tuned it to the for a big string of the guitar, and that's where I started. And I just get away on it, and I don't know, but to me, everybody just started to gravitate to me and said, I'm good on it. And I didn't even know what I was doing,
Yeah.
So, but just have fun. Just have fun with it. So that's how I started.
Yeah. So
fun.
you are relatives with Rohan Reid, and you both dabbled or dig into it. Rohan, tell us how you got started and at what age. You're gonna really shock us to hear the age Rohan started and how he and Tony started out learning together and playing together, and here tonight. Rohan, how you doing? Oh, my bad. Here you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rohan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Well, in 1971, I saw my uncle going out and playing.
Yeah.
And I told my daddy, I can't do that. I want to do that. And he said, you're too young. And I pester him every day. My uncle going in and out and playing, and I pester him every day. So he said, okay, when you reach 6, on your 6th birthday, I'll teach you. So on my 6th birthday, he showed me, he called it the Do Re Mi scale, the major scale in G. And it showed me G, C, and D chord. He was surprised that I got them so quickly. So my father used to work sometimes 16 hours per day. So he would, I think 2 weeks after that, he came home and hear me playing stuff off the radio, and he like, what are you doing? No. I'm taking you to church to play. You're not playing a rock song. And I started playing in church at 6. Church of God of Prophecy, which my Uncle Tony grew up in, Church of God of Prophecy. So that's how I started playing.
Wow. At 6 years old, and you're basically take the tutelage like to heart and start doing that. We're going to definitely get into it because you started at a young age and play on some big tunes, and we're going to talk about that. Delroy Thomas, Uncle Deli,
Yes, sir.
the teacher. How did you get started into the music business and being an awesome music teacher and professional? How did you get started?
All right. It started like this as a kid. You know, my mom went to the store. I was living in this neighborhood, what they call tenement yard, something more like that, right? With some friends. So my mom went and she got some harmonicas. You know, now well back then called motor organ, right?
Yeah.
Everybody know it, motor organ. Yeah. She got 3, 2 with my friends and myself, you know. So I discovered I started playing melodies on the motor organ, right? I started playing some of my school songs. So my mom recognized it, you know, and she had to get me into some music program, you know. But when she tried to get me now, they told her that I was too young. So all of that died on right there, you know. You know, started going to church, you know, Sunday school. And then my mom, I was going to church before my parents. I was going to Sunday school. Then now, my parents got saved and started going to church. You know, I know it's like midday service because I couldn't understand what was going on. So, you know, so to me that was boring, you know. Anyway, I never had a choice, I had to go. So go to church with mom, you know, and start sleep and everything. And she told me, well, you can't sleep in church. So she put me to stand up and you can't stand up and sleep. You know? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and you know, what happened now? I saw this brother at the church was playing the guitar. So that grabbed my attention. Aubrey Smith, you know what you call him, Brother Smith, back then at Clifton. Yeah, that's my home church, Clifton New Testament Church of God. 52 Manning Road, that is Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes,
you can't say Clifton and not say Delhi. You can't say Clifton and don't say Delhi. You can't say Delhi and don't say Clifton.
Anonymous.
Yeah, man. So, you know, when I'm getting interested in the guitar thing now, that me find me just I'm not go to church now. I find a comfortable seat where I can see him.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm small, so if I see the middle, I'm not going to see him because body head over me. So I make sure I go to the end so I can see him. And then what I decided I'm doing now is go home now and because I do look at artwork as well, so I draw, you know. So I look carefully at the guitar outside church and draw a little pattern on the guitar, you know. And then after I do that now, I make a guitar for myself.
What you say? You make it?
Yes, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So, yeah, my dad, you know, was amazing. But you know, those guys back in this, they do everything, the calm to work, everything. So, you know, tools and everything. Let's get some plywood and, you know, make sure I draw it out, draw the sketch of the guitar on the plywood and cut it out.
Yeah, nice.
You know, and tool and everything like that, and then cut a hole in the middle.
Yeah.
And then now, to get the sound now, I use sardine tin. Right? Yeah, and then cut with shape and everything, you know. And then the thing say something like this, and I sink in the side, both sides, you know. And then I use kind of glue. Yeah. Glue and then look a fine tack.
So Delhi, did it work? Did your first attempt work?
Yes, man.
A guitar with a sardine tin. I would love to hear that. It have a good tone.
I'm gonna give more little details about it. All right.
Yeah.
The fret wires.
Yeah.
I use the hangers from the cleaners. And cut them up and make my fret wires, you know, file it down so it can get in the groove.
Nice.
Right? And that is my fretboard and everything. And I use fishing line now. Right? For my strings. And when I can't get fishing line, I use elastic. I don't use the burst, but still I get a little sound, you know?
Yeah.
And then I use now in the States they call it corned beef. Jamaica back then was a bully beef.
Yeah.
Bully beef key them. Tune, right? I use them for my tuning
Yeah.
keys. Right? And that's my tuning keys. And then every Sunday evening, religiously now, I would go and sit right beside the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
After going home from church. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, man, I'll leave all my dinner, man, and go sit down up front and, come and can't miss Reverend BB program.
Yeah.
You know?
So we're
Right,
gonna get to that, Delhi. We're gonna get to
All
that.
right.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the VB, and let me tell you, we have one of the greatest historians here with us, which is Rohan Reid. Rohan know date and time and month. Him can tell us
Trust me, man.
with the day or so, and the person did come and thing and stuff. We're going to jump into that. So we're going to get to the VB portion of it. But I have to big up my co-host, Rhon Matthison. Rhon,
Yes,
you're
sir.
there, so you have to go tell the man how you get started, because you're one beast in your own right. You shot the culture in your own
Wow.
right. And I want you to tell the people them how you get started.
All right. It was somewhere around primary school. Back then it was all age school. I was walking home. I was walking home one day from school. I was happening to be walking past my church. And it's like a Wednesday, me here, like, well, music I play in a church. And I was like, all right, go in and take a look, because I know it's not choir practice evening. I know it's not any other evening. 4 o'clock at evening, walking past here and music playing. So I walked in, and there was this gentleman called David Clark was his name. He was there with his nephew and his son. And I see them playing. I was like, oh, them little guys are on the instruments. How me can learn to play. And just as I said that to myself, he saw me when I looked in, and then called them, said, come here, man. He said, you're interested in any of these instruments? I said, I would really want to play something, And the very first song, he formed that band out of the three of us. The church have Sunday school before church. And he formed that band out of the three of us. And we used to be the band that closed out Sunday school on a Sunday morning. So we would start rehearsing songs, during the week to come and close out Sunday school. So the first song I learned to play on the bass guitar was Anointing, Fall at Me, Rankin.
Wow.
Very first song.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
Sir.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are in the right place. If you're coming across the feed and you come and you see a bag of us on here, all we have, Tony did have on him hat, me and Tony did hatless, and then I don't know, Tony left me alone. But you see, we're in Culture Shock. This is Culture Shock. With us, we have Tony Hutton, Delroy Thomas, Rohan Reid, and my co-host, Rhon Matthison. And the man them have them bass. They're going to be playing live for you guys. So stick and stay to the end and listen. You're going to have to stay to the end to hear who is on the next Culture Shock. It's going to be amazing. It's out of this world. Now, Tony, you were instrumental in a lot of groups. You were actually a part of the first gospel group. Who was the first gospel group and how was that? And tell us the transition from there to Insights, Grace Thrillers, and many others.
Oh, the first gospel band was the Gospel Light. They needed a bass player and they found me. I don't know how. And I started playing bass. The guy that was playing before me, I can't remember his name now. Larry, we used to call him. He started playing guitar because they say I was better on the bass.
Yeah.
So that's the group that transitioned into Insights. That group had 3 hand section, 2 guitars, and then I was on the bass. And then transitioned into Insights. Dennis Haynes was the leader.
Yeah. And
we came over in Insights with 3 horns, and then they had 3 singers, and the guitar. Sometimes you don't get keyboards to play on the road, like, we had the acoustic key, the upright piano now and then. Some churches have that, but normally on the road, a band, you just guitars and bass and horns.
Yeah.
For a while we did that until we got Fender Rhodes. The Fender Rhodes big and heavy.
Yeah.
Couldn't even find anybody to play. at that time. But that's how I transitioned from the first one to Insights.
Yeah.
Insights was before Grace July's.
Mm-hmm.
So when Grace July started now, they wanted a bass player too. So I
Yeah.
was between both groups. Now it started getting hectic.
Yeah.
And so many engagements are coming in. So I wanted somebody to help me out. So that's when I draw for Rohan because he started amazing everybody nowadays,
Yeah.
learning by himself. And
Yeah.
uh, then I started teaching him Delhi. It was in Mandela, yeah. I started teaching them the bass. So, and that was history from there,
Yeah.
Rohan
So
started.
Rohan convinced you guys on a show that he could play on the show last minute. Ron, tell us how that was.
Well, I have to give the history. I have to give the history from when I started. So I get to there, but I started at 6 playing in Church of God of Prophecy. I played at a convention every year. Church of God of Prophecy convention, huge. Then somebody called me when I was almost 8 to play in a band called God's Way.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's some guys from Mountain View. It's now God's Way Church. But at 8, we used to do street meeting because he wanted to build his church. So he took me to do street meetings. I used to draw a crowd because I was an 8-year-old boy playing bass. That's how we started this church. And at 8, I had actually had my first recording session with Sister Lambert. I don't know if Uncle Tony remember Sister Lambert. It's an old school time gospel singer. So in the process, I was learning because I was watching my uncle and I was watching the great Lennox Gordon, who was the guitar player for Insights and Grace Julius. So I was learning a lot. I was digging in. I was night and day. So as my uncle said, at 10, when they needed somebody for Grace Julius because my uncle got too busy, I end up going in Grace Julius. At the time, the guitar player was Lennox Gordon. The drummer was Danny Brown. And the keyboard player was Mark James, Peter James' brother. And the drummer at that time, the drummer was Danny Brown. We had and Lennox Gordon. So we had a nice group. Shirley joined the group that same year, actually in February. I joined in October. We had a great time, and I was studying under Lennox a lot. Nobody knew it. Lennox would take me to Ivy Green Muse, where Calvin McKenzie and him, Wigmore Francis come, sometimes Harbuckler come. So I was a little kid just absorbing everything, and then wanted to be like my uncle, because my uncle was James Jamerson. That's his style. That's him back in the day. At 10, I joined Grace Trillers, and then played bass for a little bit, moved to Manningsville Road. When I moved to Manningsville Road, I was walking from shop one day, and I was passing a veranda, and I hear something, and I see Delly playing. I was like, I can't play that. I was 8. No, I was 8 at the time when I did that. Yeah, I was 8. I said, I can't play that. And him say, no, you can't play this. I said, yeah, I can play it. So him say, come show me. So I said, I don't want that dog bite me. Delly said to me, no, my dog don't have no teeth, man. Him not gonna bite you. So actually, so I went on Delly veranda. I was 8, Delly was 16. And I started playing, and him said, what? Man, you have to come to a street meeting, come play. Because Clifton New Testament used to have this very popular street meeting at least once or twice a year. No, the street meeting outdoor crusade. Every year, it would usually be huge. All the big preachers used to come there. So I went to Delhi Church, and I was going to play the guitar, and Pastor Douglas looked at me and said, no, I don't want to look at kids playing with the guitar. And Delhi said, no, Pastor, he's going to play. And he looked at them strange, like, So that's how we met. That's a transition with me, Uncle Tony, and Delhi. I met Delhi, and we became great friends. Tony lived with us, so we'd have jam session right on our veranda, like all the time. Glenn Johnson would come from Clarendon and come have jam session with us. That's what's his name? Johnson's uncle.
Wade.
Wade Johnson's uncle. So that's the link. That's the link between the two of us. So it's like a family. And don't exclude Oral Thorpe, because at that time he was coming around me and Delhi with a big belly and the guitar around his shoulder. Delhi, you not teach me. Delhi, you not teach me. So that's the link. Oral is a part of the family. So that's the link
man.
between
Bless
us.
up Oral Thorpe. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So Delhi. No, well, Ron, you're supposed to tell us about how you jump on and convince them to let you play on a gig. I don't know if I jump in the timeline.
No,
Ron,
that's great.
The era. Okay.
No, that's great, because when I joined Grace Chillers, I was 10. I was playing with a great Lennox chord. Now, man, I would not look in the audience. No one used to quarrel with me because I'm looking at Lennox and why I play. I want to play bass like how Lennox play guitar. He was phenomenal. So I remember one day I said to him, I'm coming around your house because I want to play bass like I play guitar. And I'm going to say this very fast, but I have to say it. He said, okay, come around, I'll teach you something. He showed me the pentatonic scale, and this is what he said to me. I'm going to show you F pentatonic. F major is related to D minor. Figure the rest out. That's how he teaches. Yeah, he's a whiz. He's a whiz, and he played it fast, 2 octave, like fast, and like he played it 3 times and went in his room to do physics and chemistry. And he came out an hour after, and he said, "So you have it?" And I said, "Play it," and I played it. So he said to me, "Okay, F sharp." Right? Play it in F sharp. So I played it. And he was like, So he said, what's the relative minor of F sharp? And I said, E flat minor. It was like, okay, you're natural. You can play lead guitar now. That's it. That's it. That's what he said to me. And so we went to this church. Christians went to this church now. And normally, if Lennox don't come, they don't play New Shoes. I remember one time we were at Arden High School playing a concert, and Lennox didn't show up yet, and the crowd started New Shoes, and he wouldn't do it. Lennox showed up like an hour late. So Lennox came up, and the crowd like, hey, New Shoes. So let me move it further on. But we went to this church one time, and Lennox didn't show at all. So I was like, oh, we can't do New Shoes today. So I said, I know I can't play New Shoes. And he said, no 11-year-old boy can't play New Shoes. No, you can't play New Shoes. I said, and they don't know that I play guitar because I was practicing. So I said, I can play it. And Uncle Tony was in the audience. And he knows the whole of Grace Chillers show. He's the reason why I'm in Grace Chillers anyway. So I said, all right, just call Uncle, let him play the bass, and I play the guitar. And I played New Shoes on guitar. Wow. About 2 weeks after that, he said, we need a guitar player. And I said, I know a guitar player, because Delhi was a guitar player. And I called in Delhi, and Delhi became the guitar player. But we used to switch for New Shoes. And Noel said, stop switching, just start playing guitar. I ended up playing guitar 5 years without touching bass again until later on. 5 years of guitar.
Wow. Wow. So, what was it like them early days, Delhi, playing along Lennox and Rohan and learning New Shoes and playing all of that? What was it like?
Well, Lennox, I've mentioned Lennox, respect to the great Lennox, and also Tony, the Godfather, enough respect. I mean, glad that I can sit in on a session with him like this, to tell him once more, respect, sir. Yeah, man, because, when myself and Ron, when we were young, these was the guys we look up to, Lennox, Tony, especially Lennox and Tony, all right. Join Grace Chillers now and start playing the Grace Chillers. No, Lennox now, boy, we used to watch Lennox a lot, So sometimes I see Lennox play something, and I say, Lennox, how you do that, man? And the same thing that he was playing, he turned his back and played twice as fast, and then turn and say, he play now. I mean, before you go up to him, but sometimes you mess up on him a lot, and you laugh after him every day.
Yeah.
So it was a little frustrating, discouraging and encouraging at the same time, because he said, well, you can't afford me my laugh every day, so you're gonna make a attempt. to learn some of the stuff them, and then by rather than playing with him and so on, gain more confidence,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, till we start tour. We start tour with Lennox. All over the place, And with Tony now, let me piggyback on Tony now, with Rhon and myself now. We used to listen to Tony a lot because Tony, as you heard, was a bass player then. As a matter of fact, was the only bass player I knew at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and Tony used to come with these lines and me and Rhon, as we come with a new line. We that, Rhon come and say, man, daily. And the new line that Tony have now, and we feel now we work it out and things like that, So that's how that started.
Yeah. Now you guys shook the culture in the early 60s, the 70s, and even to this day between the three of you. And I don't know, probably we're going to throw Rhon in there in my co-host, but we're going to throw him in the pot. I've worked on hundreds of songs. I've created hundreds of bass line and stuff. Tony, you want to play one of the bass lines, the early set of bass lines, whether it's tunes that you learn or tunes that you produce? You want to give us something, give the people them something?
Yeah, man.
If I can remember, there's so many. It comes to mind. Okay. I like this one. I keep remembering it. Claudia Clark there. Oh.
That's
That's enough.
No, you're responsible.
Version.
Yeah, you're responsible for some tune. And the tune them guys, we tried all week to get some of these songs even off vinyl, off them these gentlemen dig up some songs. Some of them we couldn't find, some of them we can't necessarily get on a medium where we can for you, but we'll definitely share a link where you can, the ones that we find on YouTube where you can do that. But tell us some of the early productions and what you're responsible for, Tony.
Claudel was one of the first, I think.
Claudel Clark, right?
Yeah, the Spotted did album with Claudel. I remember doing one with her too for RJ.
Yeah.
RJ, I did a full album with RJ. And when we went for payment the day after the album, man, sick bad guys and we run with the Christian boy them. I did the PS.
And button up.
Those days.
Get wicked bassline and button up.
You know what I mean?
Can I say something to Uncle Tony? I want to remind him of something that he played on.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Bronco brothers, man. You can't leave them out.
Oh. About them. But the other group, brother and sister Mattis, they were good too. And there are quite a number. But every gospel in those days they wanted me to play. So I'm like at every studio, and I meet all the big guys. I remember, but the thing is, one of the person that used to play with us in the studio, he used to play with Great Chillage earlier too, was Argan D, Tyrone from Bob Marley.
Yeah, man.
His mother was a pastor.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was.
So Tyrone and PK. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. He was the only one in those days.
Yeah.
The keys.
No, Uncle Tony, it's not Tyrone. It's Stephen Stewart.
Stephen Stewart. Okay.
Came in later.
Okay.
Man. Tyrone Downey was the other Fafisa organ. His mother was a pastor, So he was the first one that plays keyboard with Grace Chillers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tyrone Downey. So we had a lot of. That's why we and the Bob group were tight. Even
Yeah.
Insights. Family Man was the first person that gave Insights a drum. The first drum set we won was Family
Wow.
Man from Bob Marley.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So we had a lot of memory. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tyrone used to first.
So you used to go in the studio. You used to just go in the
Every
studio and just make up bass lines on the spot. What was the process like back in the days coming up in line?
Very important question.
Back in the days was good days because you could you have to play down the music from start to scratch. Once a man make a mistake in the middle, so you take a whole day to do a song sometime in one tune because everybody have to play down the music perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Once you miss, you have to go from top again. There's no dubbing on thing or nothing like
Yeah.
that. You have to
You remember how many tracks you had? Go ahead, Ron.
No, I wanted to get that question to everybody because I think it's very important that we kind of understand the mind frame of how each of you construct the music that you play on. So, for example, if it's a bass line for Grace Trillers or any other groups that you've worked with or the recordings that you've played on, like what was the mindset? How you go about conceptualizing the stuff that you come up with?
It's funny because to me it was natural. Once I hear you a tune hum, right away I'm thinking bass because I used to play a little piano and a little guitar, but bass is my thing. And you hum a tune, right away in my head, the line is there. Yeah, it just comes natural to me. The line is just made up as I hear the tune.
So I guess to even dig deeper with Ron's question, did you like get set out for like say, okay, phone version of calendar? Well, me know me have 3 sessions tomorrow. Do you just pack up your bass? Did you have multiple bass where you pack up and say, all right, me go if them I'll use that kind of tune, them I'll use that bass one, or is it just one bass I rub every tune? And when you go there, you needed your time for kind of, match out the tune and kind of do it. What was the, like going into a typical session back then?
No, man, one bass, man. I could afford, remember, those days you don't have anything like 2 basses and so around.
Yeah. And I like now where Ron have like, but and you have about quarter tune.
Don't let me start talking about that. Don't let me start talking about that.
Big bass with the string them high like
yeah.
And you have to make that work, man. And you have to tune by your ear. You don't have no tuning.
No tuner.
The tuner.
What?
Ear you have to use.
What you said, Tony?
Yeah, man. You have to tune by ear.
Wow. So when you said that, when you said that, let's clarify. Somebody would be on a piano that's fairly tuned or a keyboard, and you go there and you tune off of that with your ear, no tuning key.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Man.
So you had to sharpen skills as you go along, and you got better, obviously, because you were on so many records, so much so that you couldn't keep up with all the work. Your Rohan had to step in and take off some of the load, eh?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Secular otherwise because they wanted to learn lines from me.
Yeah.
But then because of the church situation, you can't go play the secular music, so you have to teach them on them, But I was in all the studios from RJ,
Channel 1.
Channel 1.
Channel 1 come later after, man.
Yeah.
You had one on Maxwell Avenue. You have
that's the one I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking about.
The one on Orange Street there. What's his name again? I can't remember his name, but like 5 or 6 studios have to be at all of them.
So, man, get in touch with you because you obviously never iPhone 10 them time there. Okay. how it work? A man just send a man come call you or send how it go?
A man just send a man. Everybody know I got to Sister Mary Church on Swallowfield. Come to church. Them time even Fab 5 and those guys used to visit my church. because everybody will link up. I was the only gospel bass player, and everybody else is learning from me. I don't know what I had to teach them because of that, I couldn't even get into school of music because the teacher there said couldn't teach me anything. I have to tell you how I get into school of music.
Wow.
But
So they would have just come at the church service, wait till the church done or stay, and then tell us, boy, we have a session X day, X time, and you would have said, all right. You remember how much you used to charge for sessions, or it was just give me a thing?
Charge free, most of them free. I just want to be in the studio. I just want to play. Most sessions are free.
Actually, Ron shaking his head.
Guys, you hear this? Tony Hutton, the great Tony Hutton, used to play on top hit records for free just because he wanted to learn and he never know if he didn't have enough to teach or show anybody. That shows the humility of this gentleman and all the guys on here. Guys, you're in tune to Culture Shock. If you haven't already, be sure to like and comment and spread the link, right? I am your host, Canute Neil Ellis, my co-host, Rhon Matthison. My guest tonight is Tony Hutton, Delroy Thomas, and Rohan Reid. This wealth of knowledge, so we can't even calculate the years of experience, expertise with these gentlemen. But Tony, we're going to have to come back to your session days and come back to some of that. Rohan, you started playing on records from you were 6 years old. Talk about child labor. how did they let you come out the house and start playing on records?
Well, I didn't start playing on records until I was 8.
8, okay.
I started playing in the church at 6. First record was Sister Lambert. I think Uncle Tony was too busy. And they called me and said, oh, his nephew can do it. His nephew's really good. I ended up doing it. And I think she was actually close to the people from God's Way band that I was playing with in Mountain View at that time. Now, when I joined Grace Childers shortly after the following year, early the following year, they already made plans to go in the studio. And, the studio guys is Uncle Tony and Lennox on bass, because Lennox is a phenomenal bass player for all who know. But I was in the group.
Yeah.
So Noah said, hey, come to studio, come play some of them songs. Anyway, you're the bass player for us. So I went, and it's weird because I played 2 of the hardest songs on bass. And the bass was high off the fret, when Mr. High. So I was listening. The funny thing is, I was listening to that record today, and you could hear the difference in touch. You could hear a big man touch. Yeah. And as much I had a lot of skill, I didn't realize that I had so much skill at that age. You could hear the little boy touch. You could hear how solid it was when they played. But I played New Shoes and another fast song. I don't remember what's the name of that song. But that was my first time in a big studio now, because the first record I did it on Maxfield Avenue studio, which is just very popular at the time. But this one with Grace was in Sonic Sound. Guess who the engineer was? Noel Hearn.
Noel Hearn, yeah.
Yeah, Noel Hearn was the engineer. And we recorded that early 77. We started recording that project. So that was my first major project with Grace Childers. And we have 3 bass players, me, Uncle Tony, and the great Lennox Gordon. And then we had Sigrid Morris, who was the godfather of gospel guitar. Yeah. The godfather. He was the godfather of prophecy gospel guitar playing. Yeah, so he was in Insights, he was in Grace Childers. So that's my early years of starting. And then, I don't know if you want me to go on, but I can.
And you used to play for free too?
No. Listen, I bought my first bass. I'm playing since I was 6. I bought my first bass. I could only afford to buy my first bass at 21.
21.
We play, and we play for God, and we have fun with each other and play. I bought my first bass. I told my daddy I was leaving Jamaica. Came on a flight to the US. Wow. Nobody knew I coming to the US. Nobody knew I was coming to the US. I fly in Miami, and I call Harold Blair, little brother, Tony Blair. And I say, I'm here to start the band we talked about 3 years ago. And he bought a ticket to go to Orlando.
Yeah.
1988. 1989 is the first time I could afford a guitar. Well, I was 23 actually to buy my own guitar. After playing from when? 6. I was always using the church guitar.
Yeah.
With Leslie Beer guitar. I get a whipping for using Leslie Beer guitar at Calabar barbecue. My mother didn't know that I was taking it there, so I took it there and come back in the house and she said, where you went with the guitar? I said, barbecue. You go play rock song with the Pastor Man guitar? That was a Rickenbacker.
Whipping.
No, it's crazy.
Whipping. Guys, we have so much to talk about. There's so many people on here sending them love and respect. Noel Willis is on here. Wayne Stoddart is on here. Big up yourself, Wayne. Deli said I must make sure I play Seretse Small.
Yes,
who else is on here, Ron? Tell us who else is on here.
Desmond Bonner, Asilatoya HD. I saw Garnet Gibson earlier as well.
Yeah.
Talaya.
Yeah.
Noel Blair is on here. My first record that I got paid on, I'm going to tell you what record is it. He's alive. He's alive.
That's how it is paid forward.
I work a good change on that record.
Yeah.
And the chemistry was ridiculous. We can talk about that. The chemistry between me, Grub, and we can talk about that.
You can hear it in the song, man. Believe me. You can hear it in the song.
Nice. Guys, what you want to do? You want to go in a sub tune, or you guys type questions? We're gonna have a Q&A. We're gonna have a Q&A later on, but if you have a question now, go ahead and Ron, go and take some notes on that. We're going to ask some questions. One of my questions I want to know, Rohan and Tony, the techniques that you have, like the techniques where you have all around them, we can't even compare, is just ridiculous. Like Rohan, you're so fast on it, you're so precision. What was the work ethics like? Did that come later years, or was that like instilling you from age 6?
Well, age 6, I was all about bass, because my reference was my uncle. He was like Jameson. You know, he was all about that Motown sound. He was like, when you hear, I used to listen to Michael Jackson, and I hear, that's where my uncle getting them things from, because he was killing that old Motown vibe. And then when he played reggae, it was solid. So that's where I come from. But I had Lennox on my right side showing me the crazy stuff on guitar. So I wanted to do those on bass. And then Lennox would freak me out because we would take out the bass and do the same thing. So I said I wanted to be that good. So as much as I was admiring my uncle, I was looking past my uncle. I was like, and the funny thing is that Uncle Tony, Deli, and myself, our inspiration was Lennox Gordon.
Wow.
Because he was a freak of nature.
Wow.
So I quietly was developing jazz skills, and I wouldn't tell nobody. I sleep with the bass. I wake up with the bass. It's all about bass for me, you know, but I always want to have that edge because I want the funk like my uncle and I want the edge like Lennox Gordon, you know?
Yeah. Watch this now. This tune shocked the culture, and I'm going to go into it. Here we go, guys. This tune shocked the culture.
Up there.
Get ready to.
Yes.
Delly, tell me about that tune, yeah, or that tune, yeah. Who you announce this tune? Tell me about that tune. Going out fast, Delly. We don't have much time going out. Tell me about this tune. Hurry Up by Sister Scully.
Yes, that's called, yeah, that's Sister Scully big song, as everybody know. She just come and check me one day and, she shared about me and she want to do this project. I said, all right, no problem. And she came up with the songs and things like that, and when she started singing Hurry Up, especially when she reaches the part of the song where she wait, but she keep on go, hurry up, hurry up,
Yeah.
So we start feel the vibes, and because I'm not me the song sing, the first thing work out of the bass line. That first thing come to me, so we start and then rhythm, chicken, and then everything, the whole thing come together and things like that, and
Yeah.
right. Yeah, man. It was
So
fun
you
working
remember
with
the
Sister
studio
Scully.
session, what it was like, and like how you work it out on the veranda or you work it out the studio. The viewers always want to know the backstory. I guess most of them are my tribe. For just to explain to you guys, I have a YouTube show called In My World where we go into depth with tunes or mix and recording and all that stuff. A bunch of people get resources from it weekly. Coming up in a few weeks, it's going to be a year since I've been doing it. And part of why I did it was because to get over my fear of public speaking and to, to tell people of what I do and sell myself. I think I'm doing pretty good, eh? Season 1 was awesome, and season 2 took a turn. Thank you. Season 2 took a turn where we started to introduce other influencers. Interview a lot more people, and people are really getting resources. Some of the questions people would ask on the comments and mostly in my inbox privately, why would not get more of the inside of the recordings back then and stuff. Right. But Culture Shock isn't a tech show, guys, but I can't help myself but to ask the tech questions. Delly, what was it like in the studio? Was it like a 8-track, 4-track, Amec studio console running through a preamp? How the thing go through it quickly? If you don't remember, Ron, pick up, tell me. Want to know this one bass where everybody did own, how that was recorded. That's what I want to know.
Oh, well, I don't anything fancy like what I'm have now. I don't remember John used to use because honestly, John Sharp was in it. Was in by his studio.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't remember exactly. But that's been a while now. Whatever news work. Sister Scully, or God rest her dead. Sister Scully would just come in the studio. It was so funny because it's not like why she work out the songs, man, give me ahead of time. So we can get to vibe the man thing. She just come in the studio and say, all right, there, one of the song, I'm saying, Sister Scully, but man, want the song. All right, second, I could do that one tomorrow. No, she want it today. Because she feel the vibes to it. So, you have to think on the spot and some of the rough things.
Yeah.
And then come back. Because, studio time.
Yeah. So I was just gonna ask, gonna book like an unlimited time and they have money like that for like 10 hour today and we just work it out, or it's like we have 2 hour where I work 10 songs in the 2 hour.
Well, Sister Scully was the executive producer, so that part we really know.
Yeah.
We just go and work.
You just go work.
Yeah, let's go work and and then we feel say, well, that's it for the day. Okay.
Yeah.
So she and John work out whatever. What was a nice vibe.
Yeah. And so you what you would I call, you string up them tune, they arrange, you compose them tune, and them song that become classic nowadays, where most people don't even know that you are behind this song and so many more. Right?
What year? What year was it?
Yeah, what year was this?
What year was it?
Why? I don't even remember now. No. I know it's maybe some 15 years or maybe more, you know.
I think it's more than
15 years?
Maybe more than that, man. Maybe
More
about
than
that
15.
time more. Honestly, I don't remember, but I know it's a
Way more
good
than
while.
15.
It's a good while, man. Because,
A long time more than that, man.
I'm more than that, man, but it doesn't mean, yeah, it's more than that, long more than that. It's true. More than that, maybe some 25 years or so ago. It's a good while, you know. But trust me, that song makes us good, you know.
Yes,
The
sir.
Europe song there, you know.
Yeah.
All
Tell me
right.
about that tune, Dele.
Yeah.
Tell me about that tune.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Aye. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Red sea before me, Pharaoh behind me, like boys. Mountains on both sides, still I will lift up my eyes. One step forward, the water must part. I'm a weary soldier, oh Lord, struggling to overcome. Committed to the path, and then I'm gonna be submissive to the task. Oh Lord, got to be committed to the path. Oh Lord, submissive to the task. Oh Lord, no food on the table, no shelter over my head. I hear a mother's baby cry. Oh Lord, I wish I was dead. Why must these things be? Why can't our brothers be free? Why must these things be? Oh Father, please set them free. Let them be committed to the path. Oh yeah, submissive, yeah me Lord, submissive to the task. Oh Lord, yeah, committed to the path. Oh submissive to the task. Oh Lord, Red Sea before me, Pharaoh behind me, like boy. Mountains on both sides, yet still I'm gonna lift up my eyes. One step forward, water must part. I'm a weary soldier, oh Lord, fighting to overcome. Committed, oh Lord.
Yeah, Dele.
Sir.
Yeah, Dele. Tell me about that tune now.
Committed, take a track.
Yeah.
Yeah, and respect to the guys who were put me on that album, as a matter of fact.
Who the artist? Who the artist? Tell the crowd of people, man. Everybody don't know.
Guys, man, Wayne voice guy.
Yeah, Mr. Winston, so yeah.
People are watch worldwide in Delhi. We have people from England, from Canada.
Okay.
There's a couple people from Jamaica. You know, a few people from Jamaica. People from Florida, Atlanta. So we have to give maximum
details, yeah.
Yeah, man. We installed a tune called Committed. This was the title track for the album, right?
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And respect to the guys who worked with me on that track. Mr. Devon Richardson, was a drummer, you know, former Light Park, sweet little drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the great
and D Brown as well.
Eh?
And D Brown as well.
Oh yeah. And the great Alex Martin.
Yeah. Alex is on here too, you know.
On here,
Alex.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And
that
time
Alex.
So
the song was recorded at John Sharp's studio.
This one here? No.
Yeah. That's what Alex was saying. So you want to tell us? Yeah, this one. He was saying that one was recorded at John Sharp.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe. I think that's true. They don't cross through them. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, as I said, Dean played it. You know, Dean plays sax on it. Dean Fraser, the great Dean. Yeah, man. Alex was getting into the reggae thing, you know, and I showed him how to do the bang and thing like that, and vibe it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So Delhi, we're
yeah.
fast forwarding a little bit just to kind of give some backstory of how your career took a turn and you continue to shock the culture even today. But some of your students, there's too much to mention, but some of your students would be Paul Brown, Dalton Brown, Errol Brown, Nigel Hutchinson, Earl Brown, sorry.
Hutton.
I have a list. They'll send me a long list of people, and this is also a big up, right? So, Oral Tarp, Barrington Muir, Omari Edwards, Paul Brown, Dalton Brown, Earl Brown, Nigel Hutchinson, Paul Hutchinson, Reverend Mark Handy, Ryan Willis. Already, look here now, Mr. Red Squiggly line, I'm just work with it in a bossy. Ryan Willis, Orion Willis, Charmian Bowman, wow. Charmian is an awesome musician. Lataya HD, Kerry-Ann Lewis, Sharita Lewis, Clive Joseph, Gary Wisdom, Otti. You teach Otti, Garnet Gibson, Carl Gibson, Arthur Goslin, Stephen Dupas, Paul Barkley, Leighton Spicer, Delhi. Wow, me even tired of read the list there. I mean, no, you only just scribble some of it. You went on to teach some of so many of these people. How you got into that, and just tell us quickly how you got into that and what was it like with that transition.
All right, my first student oral talk, respect oral. Presently he's not doing so good, health wise. So
yeah,
I'm gonna ask you guys to pray for him. Respect to oral.
Yeah, man, I got tag him now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Delhi.
Yeah, I'll get started, man. All I got started teaching is that, at church, I was on the main prayer church then, and then what had happened now is that I used to go to rallies and them things there too. One listen guys play and then learn a little thing. But then now, because the responsibility of church now, most of the guys used to play, them hard to come on, as I look at you with our child, I forgot with the parents. Them say go church, I forgot, So you find, now me get shut down at church, but can't move.
Yeah.
Some of the church boy that kind of slow me up, Some of the church boy, I'm gonna start teaching, and I'm start the oral. I'm started oral, and that's where the whole thing started now. Right now, Clifton. Them days, Tony and Ron can tell you what it was like those days at Clifton,
Yeah.
You could find 3-4 bands easily out at Clifton.
Yeah. So man just check you and say them want you teach them, or how did that come about? Are you just see the potential, or you see some youth look on like how you did a look on when you made your first guitar, I watch and see what a man do, and you just kind of just bring a man under your wings. I mean, we know things are much formal now, people teach online and all that stuff, but how you get, these people, these are some legends in them own rights, so many names to call. How did not every one of them, but how did you them did hear about you for teaching, or how did that go?
But basically, Christian Telco community, we have churches in cafeteria.
Yeah.
So you find some enough guys used to come at Clifton. Clifton was the hanging spot, and
okay.
Yeah, man. We used to play games and all them things, like soccer. Football in Jamaica, couple of soccer. Table tennis, and the girls would play netball now. So, and after we jam for the music, them guys don't come out the window. And watch
the famous window. I heard about that.
Yeah, man, come out the window, man, and watch and swag on and one say, you Mikey Spice, the great Mikey Spice come on the church, so and we jam and things like that, and we just start teaching, we see guys potential and money and money. Come them they just the love, as a great friend say, beat for the love and feel like man. Some just
Uncle Tony, play some lines for us, and I want to ask you this simple thing. It might not be in words where you can do it, but your technique is one that is unforgettable and is one that is distinct. How you get to that point there? Play something make we hear, make the people hear.
As I tell her, it's self-taught. It just comes naturally.
Yeah.
But this is my fretless. I had to take up my fretless because
Yeah.
didn't know
What
it
kind
was
of bass is that, Tony? Tell us what kind of
this one
bass is that?
This one is a Rogue. This one is
Yeah.
a Rogue. But
And what kind of pickups it have and how many?
two pickups. I don't even know what pickup on it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say what pickup is on it. But my daughter bought me this bass.
Wow.
I was trying to find a fretless without the mark.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find one. So my wife bought me the one with the mark. I don't like it.
Careful enough. We want you staying at the house, you know. Don't get yourself in that trouble.
She knew because she tried everywhere to find the right one.
Yeah.
So my daughter found this one because as far as I'm concerned, the fretless with the mark is not really a fretless. If the mark
it's not a true representation.
You know? So
yeah. What's your favorite bass to play, Tony?
Owner. That's my bass. I own every owner from in the 70s. When they had my first bass, Ron, remember the owner?
That owner you got it. I think he got that on in the late 70s, 80s, early 80s. He got that.
Early 80s.
Early 80s, he got it. Yeah.
Wow.
I bought the 4-string fretless. That's what
Yeah.
got me into School of Music. It wouldn't take me at all. And then I bought the 5-string. And then I bought the 6-string. I had 2 6-strings.
Yeah.
But Hona was my bass. I love the song.
Yeah.
Hona.
Now, were you excited when you finally got into School of Music because you've been trying and thing when you get that? What was the goal behind that?
It wasn't that exciting because I went in there on condition.
Yeah.
I had to get to School of Music. I didn't pay any tuition enough because when I went in, I think it's one of Danny Brown, the brother, was a teacher, and they said they couldn't teach me anything. They didn't know what to teach me. Remember Delhi? They couldn't teach me anything. So what happened now, because I bought the fretless, there was a guy from Canada named Ian, a white guy, and he said to them, "Okay, you can't come, man, because I was doing fretless in Canada, so I can teach you a thing or two on the fretless."
Yeah.
So that's how I got in. But to get in now, I had to be playing with the junior. They had a junior ensemble, a junior choir that they use percussion and things. And Marjorie Wiley was the keyboardist.
Yeah. Wow.
She said, to come, you'd have to play with us, with the junior ensemble. So that's how I got in, playing with them all around the country. And I got tuition, I call it consultant. So I wasn't in as a regular student, a consultation student. That's how I got a little training.
Wow. You remember your piece you did, your final piece?
I didn't even do that. I do nothing like those. I didn't do anything. All I had to do was just turn up on a one-on-one with Ian, just to learn like sight reading.
Yeah.
And the techniques on the fretless. That's it. That's
it. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Rohan, your techniques. I want you to talk about your techniques. But no, you want to give them some history, but more you want you show at least some of your techniques, your runs, your favorite bass that you started out with or that you have. Talk to us about just your whole setup, your rig, what amp rig and all of them stuff. I know I jump ahead in later years and stuff, but I want to get in some of these meat and potatoes. Like, you traveled the world, Rohan. You've been on so many tours. You would have to tell all of it, but you have a specific sound, a great sound, but you have a specific setup How you come by that, and what is that setup?
Well, my setup I started paying attention to sound when after Grace Trillers when I left Grace Trillers in 81. I had a year break where I was playing with Celestial Gems. I was playing drums and bass sometime, but drums and bass every now and then. Then it was a big part of that. I took a break. I was practicing a lot within that time. I was known to be a guitar player at that time. So Insights needed a guitar player, like a lead guitar player. And I became a part of Insights in 82. So I started developing a crazy concept for sound, groove. Dennis Haynes is a guy that is very particular. With Grace Trillers, it was more like I learned the bass lines of the songs, and I was creative guitar part wise, but when I was playing bass, I more learned the bass line of the song. With Insights, it's a lot of originals. So I was creating a vibe there on guitar, and then my uncle was playing bass. So, I'm a bass player at heart. I hated playing guitar, So the year after, when we had to go on a tour, my uncle couldn't go. I had to go on tour to play bass with Insights. Now, that was a big part, a big step. I didn't know what was going to happen because I know I had the skill, but the guitar and the bass is two different mindset. So me going back to bass now, I remember where I started to really develop my vibe is in Cucamonga, California. We were on the hill, Insights, and we set up in the living room. And me, Mark James, Patrick Kitson, Lloyd Geddes. I remember me and Mark was jamming with Lloyd, and I came up with this. Come on, everybody came from. Taste and see. So I remember we jamming that, and I start realize that I have a certain vibe. And those things that was in that living room, those songs started. Those songs started in that living room. We're just jamming. And so I realized that I still have a passion for certain things. On that tour, I met the great Joel Smith. He was on drums when I went to Life Center Church in Oakland, California. He was on drums and he heard me playing bass, and I didn't know he was a bass player. And he came up to me and said, "Oh, you're a grateful kid." And he took up the bass and started killing. And I was like, "I thought you were a drummer, but I didn't know he was a bass player." So I started getting more involved in listening to bass lines and how to create bass line and the technique that people use. So I started practicing bass lines, I started really practicing how to create my own bass line around a vibe. And the good thing about it is that I always played with amazing pocket drummers. Lloyd Geddes was one. Ellis was one from Grace Trillers. So always Bobby Stewart. All these guys were pocket drummers. So it's so easy to create around pocket drummers. So it was about the pulse, and I tell you, I prefer playing bass lines than playing lead parts. That's how much I like bass,
So did you, when was it where you started to write down, or you call, or you tell somebody, I want this amp, we're going to play this bass? After you find your sound, we know you play with a lot. You've played with Insights, Grace Trillers, played with Change. That could take up a whole show. Coming up with the vibe of Change, some of those classics, when did you start saying, I like this combination, this bass with this bass head, that kind of a vibe?
Yeah, it took me a little while to really settle, and it evolves. At first, everything was about the Ampeg. Or the trainer. We like trainer back in those days, but it was about the Ampeg. The Ampeg is a do-it-all amp. So I remember this is maybe the most important day in my life of toning. I was playing at Junk on the Lounge
in Jamaica.
This was 86. Junk on the Lounge, and a guest artist coming, and is a guy that I knew because I was close to. We're always close knitted. He walked into and plug in the bass amp. He walked into Junction Around to plug in the bass amp, and he went like this. I see him figuring drink perp and went like this. And it's the best sound I've heard come from a bass. You know who the guy was? Glenn Brownie.
Wow.
Glenn Brownie touched the bass 2 notes, and I was like, oh my God, I want to sound like that.
Yeah.
So, he was a big influence too, because he was about tone and pocket and how long to hold a note, how short, when to hold it short. He was so precise and very well-rounded, like every genre he was really good at. So that's when I really started to develop sound. That was my day when I said, yes,
You certainly have a sound, Rohan, and we want the people to check this out. Check out this tune. Rohan, look here now, man. We can have a whole show about this one tune, right? The technique, people asking Rohan, when I'm asking you for play and show us and hear the tone. I think they was saying it was cutting out. I think it's a little bit too hot. While we do some housekeeping, if you can turn it down a smidge, I will do it. Guys, you are watching Culture Shock. These gentlemen shook the culture. I don't know if we can even condense this and if we can package this in a Zoom. I know last night's rehearsal was amazing and everybody all said, I said it too, we all should have been in the same room just jamming and vibing. Who show of hands if when we come out of quarantine, you want to see all of we in a one room, bass plug up and I play. When I put up two of my hand like them, arrest me. Right? I am looking forward to when we can touch road again and see the techniques. We're definitely going to talk about some workshops. I am working on a workshop right now. My funnel is being designed. I'm not going to say much, but stick and stay close. I have a masterclass coming. I have a workshop coming. If you haven't already connected to my YouTube channel, it's Canute Neil Ellis. Go there, In My World, season 1, season 2, and listen to me. Who I have coming on season 2? Look here. Uno gonna be really that gonna shock the culture. It's in the making, it's in the works. We're gonna be shooting the final series of final episode of season 2 in a little while, and so stick and stay to that. If you're watching on Facebook right now, if you're over GL365, bless up to Dougie over there, DJ Delroy. You guys give us some hearts. People on Love FM, give us some hearts. People on GNLC out of New York, my Bridget Garnett, Colorful Praise. Check him out on Tuesday nights. Garnet plays some songs where we go, where you find them song, the brother, whether it's from choir, whether it's instrumental, so much. Anointed TV out there in New York, my Bridget Kwashi Clyde, them on Amazon Fire Stick, right? So check them out. iTunes Media Magazine, my friend Lima out there in Florida. Bless up to you guys. We are syndicated on all of these platforms that I just mentioned. And of course, you can always come back on my Facebook page here to watch all the culture shocks. The next week's culture shock is going to be a shocker. I tell you, I kid you not. We have to go into some Q&A. Before we go into that, Ron, go and show us some techniques, play some tunes with them live bass. But I want to thank you for staying on here. Thank you so much for supporting. These men have touched many lives over the years, played enough tunes, and they're here just to share the history. So much history from the 60s come all the way up. But Ron, take it away. Play something for us.
Yeah, well, let me talk about the technique for that song, Rifle Road. First of all, I use two bass. I use the piccolo bass for the solo section. Right, and let me get this Rifle Road information clear. Rifle Road is where I learned to play bass instead. That's where I was living.
Oh, that explains it.
In 72.
Yeah.
And I have a newly formed record company. The record company name is Rifle Road Records.
What? So, nice.
Yeah, so because of my years playing guitar, I always use a lot of guitar reference in my bass playing, melodically, chord wise and stuff. So that's sweeping. Guitar player does that. And mute. I mute and sweep. So I use sweeping, muting, and pull-offs.
Whoa.
So my left hand is
go back a little bit, make we can see it. Yeah.
My left hand is really when I used to practice. My left hand is really I was so busy trying to get stuff up. My left hand, like I practice it. I used to show Delly this all the time. Like so my left hand alone, just doing stuff like just pull off. Left hand alone. I can do that maybe for 20 minutes. So those things I practice system wise. If I'm practicing sweeps, I practice up and down. And I form my finger like a pick. I'm not using a pick. So I form my hand like a pick, and it's my nails now. You know, and then I use pull-offs, and then I use hammer-ons, like, you know. So I actually can get, okay, I start developing hammer-ons after watching drummers, because drum is my second instrument. Guitar is actually my third. I started playing more drums than more guitar. I started playing drums when I was 8, because of Skip. Remember Skip, Uncle Tony?
Yeah.
So I would do like a drummer goes pata foot floor and got roop. I would use the same concept on the bass. So I tata yada. So I would just slap 2, hammer 1, and slap again. Those things I do, and everything I learned, me and Delhi and Oral. Everything I learned, because my uncle moved away then. Everything I learned, I'd like, oh, Delhi, look at this. And Delhi would do the same. When he learned something, he come to me and say, hey, Ro, look at this. So we always share information. We never held back information we just share information. It was like this group that was just like of musicians that was just eager to learn. So everything I learned, I said, Delhi, look at this. And Delhi did the same thing. Look what I learned. We share information all our lives. So that's the hammering part. That's the hammering, slap, and hammer. And then I start developing. That's 4, 5s, just different thing to do with it, you know. And I play flamingo because of Abel Barrel. Now, watching Abel Barrel over the years, he used to play like that, more percussive.
Yeah, with the fingertips, yeah.
And I said, I want to do that, but I want to do it melodic. So I do. Yeah. So I do flamingo with pull up and hammer. You know? So I kind of developed my own vibe, picking people's pockets. And that was very important because of my main mentor, which was Lennox Gordon. He always say, it's okay to swat. It's okay to copy someone. But always, what keep it creative is always try to create your vibe. So for me, I decided if I'm learning a song, I'll learn the song, but I'll learn a Marcus Miller song, I'll learn a Jacka song, but I would never learn the solos. Because for me, I wanted to create a sound for me.
Yes,
and learning the solo, you might learn it, but you're telling somebody a story.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm gonna paint my uncle, I'm not gonna look at Patrick Kitson painting to paint him. I'm gonna look at the original and paint him. And
from your perspective, yeah.
From my perspective. So that's why a lot of people don't see me coming on and playing a song and doing the exact same solo as I cannot even do the same solo on my record that alive because I don't practice that way. You know, so
how easy solos come for you? Like if I say give me a solo, no, you just
solos come easy after you practice and at your library. Solos come easy if you know the changes. That's the trick. If you don't, because as bass players, we don't have to know the exact changes. We can know that it's 1, 6, 2, 5, but the 6 can be a flat 5. What we do if it's a flat 5, you know? So we have to know the changes to make sense of the solo. So no matter how great you are, if you don't know the song, the solo gonna be, you know, you know the changes and know the song, know the concept of the chords and all of that. So, you know, it takes a lot of practice. You know, it takes hours, you know, because I didn't go to school. I didn't go to music school. I couldn't afford music school.
Wow.
I couldn't afford music school. My school was Lennox Gordon. And the great Marjorie Wiley. She took me under her wings after hearing me play with John Williams. When she heard me play with John Williams the first time, she said, "No, you come in. I have a gig tomorrow. Come do it with me." I never known jazz standards. She played the head. She played like the head and the chorus. And I joined the next part time. She started teaching me the names of jazz standards. You know, so I was playing jazz fusion with John because we would create our own vibe. But like standards, no. And that's a very important time in my life, meeting John Williams, because he's the one that forced me. He didn't tell me. But after seeing him play, he forced me to go take it to a next level. You know, he actually forced me to take it to a next level. He was so good.
Well, this tune is a next level tune for me. Let's play another one by Rohan Reid. Here we go, guys. Why party can't done? Party can't done.
I have to talk about that one.
Look here, Rohan.
I had some great musicians on that one.
Yeah.
Can I say something about them?
Yeah, man. Going on before you even going on that, let's big up some of the musicians that will come on here. Lenky Marsden, big up yourself, Mr. Duale, manners and respect, sir. We have so many people on here. So many. Who we have on here, Ron?
Marvin Burke. Believe me, Marvin know the history, you know. Marvin helping us out in the comments with some of these things. We have Marvin Burke, we have Ryan Willis, we have Patricia Taylor, we have Umfan Udesen. He asked a question earlier, and I want to get to it because we're on Run right now. He was asking about the pickups, what kind of pickups you had in your bass. I tried to get those questions back because my connection failed some time ago. So I lost a lot of the comments with the questions, but I've been keeping. We also have Glenn Johnson here watching.
Oh, yes, that's family.
Wow.
That's family. Straight
sir.
family.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Kenroy Mullins, Shortman, big up.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Paul Richards.
What?
Yeah, man. Anthony Anglin. Yeah, man.
What?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
can't find. Fun. Type out the comments or copy it or WhatsApp it to me. Let's get
let
your
me
questions.
yeah, let
Go
me
on, like
answer
Ron.
let me answer about the pickups. So
Mhm.
I have three different systems I use on my basses. This one, this is my go-to bass because it's great for any situation. It's brilliant in arenas. It cut through, you know. It's all Aguilar setup. Aguilar OP3, OP3 preamp, and you know you can see these pickups right here. That's all Aguilar.
Mhm.
This is a LTD made by ESP. I'm endorsed with ESP, so I get basses and guitars from them. This is clear,
I'm just
very
saying,
clear.
yeah,
You know, this bass is my go-to bass. Then on my piccolo bass, where's my piccolo bass? Oh, it's in the room. I have a piccolo, a 5-string piccolo, which is
yeah.
Aguilar pre and Bartolini pickups.
Oh, it's a mixture.
Yeah. Now the Aguilar clarity and the Bartolini warmth are like that for that bass. My 6-string bass. All my other piccolo, I have, and tenor basses is all Barts because the piccolo and the tenor cut through regardless. So the all warmth work with those. But for most things, my favorite bass is my heaviest bass. I have an Aguilar, Priya, and Bartolini pickups. So those are my thing. Oh yeah, this is my tenor that I use on my last record. You have anything from my last record? You can play that later, but this is what I use on my last record. All through the record. It's called Watch Me Now.
Yeah.
Yes. So those and my go-to amp now is straight Aguilar. That's my go-to amp.
Wow. Wow. Look here. I mean, we'll probably have to go condense this and get a masterclass run. We have to go talk about this. We have to go put on a masterclass on a sign up. We will talk about the logistics of it. Drop a comment or inbox me. Let me connect that. We have to go put on. If you don't want a workshop with all these bases, even if it's an online thing, a closed group, not on live, message me. Let's put that together. I'm already putting together my tech masterclass. So all of you engineers who've been, Ron, the amount of people,
man.
especially,
and I'm good. And I'm good at it. He's good at it, man.
Respect. Especially in this COVID-19, I'm doing mentorship. Whether it's people just reaching out to me. I'm a member of the Recording Academy, so I'm a mentor over there as well. And so my mentor enough young youths are come up in the engineering thing, production thing. I would love to connect you guys and we do a masterclass, we do some coaching or something, set up you guys to mentors. If you are a young musician or even musician where feel like you just want 1 hour run time, me could do it right. Message me. If you're in here and you like it, just put #masterclass. Just do that for me right now. That way we can see the track, run a track it right now. If you want an hour with these guys offline, for ask them the inner things, hit us up in here and let us know. Uncle Tony, look here, we gone 2 hour match. If we're not in here and we think so we're too long, make us know. We not even get to the meat.
Yeah, I have to say thank you before you go to Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
Listen, rehearsal, work ethic. Mr. Willis, you're the boss.
Yes.
You teach us rehearsal, work ethic, and preciseness. Trust me. I tell people, if I have my life to live over again, I would have lived the exact same life.
Wow.
The exact same life. Hard times and no hard times.
Wow.
I learned so much. I could go along. I don't want to go long, but thank you, Mr. Willis. Thank you for teaching me those things and bringing me around the right people. That's very important as youth growing up, to be around the right people. You learn a lot from the right people. So thanks.
Yeah, the
Look
hashtags
here.
are coming in, sir. The
Yes,
hashtags are coming in.
masterclass. And I said, come in. Everybody will have people watching all over the world. #masterclass. If you guys want to join us, we can do it right here. So the COVID time on Zoom, a private community will make it easy for you to get in. Rohan have him set up already. You can hear it. Delhi, everybody there, right? So message us. This culture shock is going to be repackaged and put on Love TV, on iTunes Magazine, on Colorful Praise, on GL365, on Anointed TV, right? And so we're well over that to 2 hour mark. We're coming down to, we want to get to Tony's technique and have him play something, rubber up something, Tony, and Delhi, you're next. Much love and respect for everybody that's in here. Hashtag masterclass, Ron, it getting crazy now.
Yes,
it's getting crazy, Ron. It's getting crazy, right? So everybody with hashtag masterclass, I'm gonna have my team send you a little thing, a little questionnaire, what you want to see, and we're gonna build a class. We're gonna build a class for you guys, right? Check out, if you're engineer and you want to check out some stuff, check out In My World. Go check that out. I am taking one more mentor. One more. I have no more space. I have 4 mentorships program going on now. Big up all of my mentors, them. Taking one more to make it have to be 5, and that's it. I can't take any more. I have work like up the wazoo. I can't do it anymore. So I'm making space for one more mentor, but I'm going to be working on my masterclass, and now we're going to do a masterclass with these guys. Uncle Tony, tell us how your technique come about. As a matter of fact, let's go into one of your tune. Let's go into this. We want you to tell about this tune here, Uncle Tony. Uncle Tony, we want you to tell about this tune here. Let's go into it. Hey, before we could have put on my phone, somebody messaged me directly. Me, you have to mentor me. So big up yourself, Granville. You're first, everybody. So Granville, you are my 5th mentor. That's it. Outside of that, I'm going to have a group coaching program. And here's what the program is going to be, guys. The program is going to be, I'm going to be coaching engineers and tech directors to be your best selves. So for those of you who know, I've been a tech director for the last decade, right? I've been a tech director for the largest church on the East Coast, which is in Maryland, that seats 10,000 people. And then before that, the largest church in Central Florida that seats 5,500 people. That's 5,500. Manage over $2 million worth of upgrades, you name it. See, like 400 shows per year. It's ridiculous, insane. I want to get what's out of the noggin to you. You are a tech director, you want direction, I'm going to be your guy. You are a young engineer, you want to go on tour, I'm going to be your guy. I'm putting together all these years, all the 23 years, and condense it in a full tight packed program for you. After my mentorship program, that's it. I'm going to be giving you a coaching program that's coming. So stick and stay, right? Ron, tell us who we have on there. Uncle Tony going to give us his technique. So tell us what's going on in the chat.
We have a lot of masterclass hashtags coming in. We have Granville, as you said a while ago. Gregory Mason is here. Umfan is still here. Earlier, I saw Jason Reynolds from Canada as well. Big up, Jason.
Nice.
Still have Wayne with us. We have Carlton Jarrett, who's another beast from Jamaica, bass player. Big up, Carlton.
Nice. Nice. Uncle Tony, jump in it with your technique and play some things for you.
The funniest thing, I don't understand how you choose that song, but it was just a practice I was doing,
Yeah.
and it sounded good. You know, the pentatonic scale is the bass player's friend.
Yeah.
So I was trying to incorporate it with some other licks, you know, and that line came out. So I just put some other instrument with it, and just make it into a song.
Yeah.
Just like practicing. When you're practicing, it's good not to practice a scale. It's best to practice with a rhythm. It's good to practice like that with rhythmic. So that's my concept of getting things together. And the bass now is not just a background instrument, it's a melodic instrument as well. So you're putting melodies between, you know, the lines. But with me, to me now, I'm sort of old school because I try to keep the low end. But my runs, when you run, it must be a breathtaking, and
Nice.
you get back to your line.
Yeah.
That's my technique. You know,
Nice.
when you make come right back to you and sit on your line and hold the bottom end. Some guys just overplay now, so
Yeah.
you can't be just soloing through a bass line. You can't be just all solos. You have to sit on your line.
Yeah. Yeah. Any advice to any young bass player that's out there? I know you get everything that you say is an advice, but more specifically to them, any like key nuggets that you'd tell them?
Develop your own style. Like Ron said before, even though you hear somebody's line and practice it, you have to have yourself in there. You have to put yourself in there to make your line you, because you'll be just copying somebody else if you just practice what you hear out there. You have to put yourself in there. Put a little of you know, that somebody can identify. Yeah. I didn't even know I had that. It's like Floyd point that out to me because I played on something and he said he heard it and said, "That's your line." I said, "How you know that? That's your line. I hear you in there." You know, and I was trying to be like somebody else, but I still put something in there that you hear.
Yeah.
That could identify me as my line. You know.
Well, there you have it, guys. Uncle Tony, the legend, said, practice and find your sound. And Rohan, the legend, said, even if you bite a man thing, make it your own, put your own thing into it, learn from others as he has learned from so many, right? We're going to go to what we call the Rabbi, Uncle Deli. We see you can't have a bass in your hand and a noodle, eh? What you play there? Play something with a Deli.
sir.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Guys, we're gonna have to wrap up this live. We're gonna have to wrap up this live. We thank you so much for joining. We're gonna have to either Rohan, we have to either do a part two, or we have to do no 1-1. Somebody did want me, you know. Home and put the three on it together. But the history that you guys have, the camaraderie when you grew up in our family, right? I think it's only fair that the culture gets to see the you guys, see here, hold on the base. I could stay here all night asking so many questions about musicianship, production, and all of that stuff. But I thank you so much for taking the time. Rohan, we know we have the history. We have to probably go do another live or something. But we see masterclass till it's insane. It's insane, Ro. Seeing, so we're going to definitely jump on this, guys. If you're wondering what's this masterclass, if you're just joining, my name is Canute Neil Ellis. I am a producer and engineer. We have with us Rohan Reid, who is a musician extraordinaire. His love for music is so many instruments, multifaceted. Tony Hutton. We could stay here all night to talk about Tony's skill. He's played on hundreds of records. You probably have the vinyl at your house. You probably see it on YouTube. Delroy Thomas, responsible for so many talents. We're teaching them from Paul Barkley of Catalyst to Lataya HD to so many others. He has imparted knowledge and still doing that to this day. Rhon Matthison, Rhon did say, like, well, we don't know women. Rhon a boss. I'm a dupes, right? Rhon is sick. Rhon produced Lataya's HD's album launch. And let me tell you, I flew down to Jamaica to be a part of that. I was mixing Lataya's album, a couple tune, could mix all like Lala, you know it go. And so many people team up on me with that project. And we sat in rehearsals, and let me tell you, this dude right here, don't take him simple. In bass in the corner, I don't know why I'm plug up and thing.
Very talented.
Play this something for the people. I don't know. Say Ron, go where say Ron.
Yeah, man, he's very talented, man. Killer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I'm so proud of what you young guys are doing in Jamaica. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing seeing. I see about 5 of your bass players down there. That's just younger guys. I'm not talking about the older guys like Mikey. I'm talking about it. Killing. I mean, straight up world-class players. Keep it up. Keep pushing the envelope. It's amazing to see. It's amazing to see.
Thank you. I mean, we learn from guys like you. We learn from guys like you. I remember 2007 when Rifle Road came out. I had to get it. I had to get it. Had to find it. And I mean, Uncle Tony and Uncle Deli, I've heard about them. I met Uncle Tony some years ago in Florida. And when I walked into the church and I heard the bass before I even saw the person, I knew it was him. And I took out my phone and I messaged somebody in Jamaica and I said, you know who there, so? They said, Tony Hutton. I have the picture on Facebook just the same way. You remember that night, Uncle Tony?
Man, definitely.
Yes, man. And I mean, I've never met Uncle Delroy, but I've heard all the stories from Oti, and Latoya speaks highly of you. So believe me, the young generation, we have been blessed with all the elders to learn from. And I said this on a Facebook post the other day, that you'll get a clearer understanding of where you're going by knowing where you're coming from and knowing the history of music and know the people who've contributed and what they have done, so we can be here today. So believe me, I stand on your shoulders, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. You keep it
There
up.
you have it. Guys, thank you so much for joining. This has been Culture Shock. I enjoyed it thoroughly to the very last drop. I hate to, we can't continue. With them say we have 6 hours, but really, truly, we're not sit down and watch for 6 hours. You know, we going big. We go in contrast. It's Friday night. Go enjoy yourself. With masterclass is going to be on there. Rohan, sign on. Tony, sign on. Delhi, Ron is here. We're going to do it. For the tech guys, we're going to do it. The musicians, we're going to do it. Right. So thank you so much for joining. I see Junior Tucker on here. We see so many people.
Wendell Lawrence, Reverend Jimmy Douglas.
Yeah, Jimmy,
Wow.
Jimmy,
Respect Jimmy.
Wow.
Jimmy and Junior. Junior went to that school on North Road, you know, as a Calabar boy. I wouldn't like that school there, but you know, Junior and I, we had some good times touring, man. Yeah. And me and Jimmy is just another thing because we are from kids.
Yeah. Adrian Morrison is here. Kayana McFarlane is here. Yes, even people that would know nothing about music. Big up yourself, Kayana. Congrats on launching a YouTube show. We love it. We love your crazy stuff that you're putting out.
Obed Davis.
Check her out.
Obed Davis, Kevin Burnett. We mentioned Granville. We have Darren Dunbar, Arthur Goslin.
Hutty.
Wow.
Hutty is on there.
Wendell Lawrence.
Yeah, Alex Martin.
Yes,
Noel
Alex,
Blair.
Yes,
Paul
boss,
Brown.
Big up. Hey, Grace Chiller's reunion.
Ron, I want to ask you one thing before you go, because that's one of my favorite songs from Change album. Can't Take Your Love Away.
Well, in the change days, me and John Sharp, we did a lot of pre-production at his place. So Can't Take Me Away, Your Love Away was an inside song that you remember, Tony? Yeah, it was a ballad actually. They can't take me away from your love. They can't take me away from your love. No, it was ballad, straight ballad. But when we started Change, we decided we're doing all reggae vibe. Nothing. Right. So we changed that later, but we changed like why won't you take the Lord in life? That was a ballad. We changed that to a reggae. Why won't you take the Lord in your life? We changed that, you know. So Can't Take. We did a keyboard bass. But I was on tour a lot during that time with school band touring reggae, sound special and whatever. And Patrick said, we have a studio session. When you come in, we have to do the studio session to get you here, right? So I remember, I think it's Sagittarius. We went down and we set up everything together. And that song just became a vibe. It's just a vibe. It's like, I can't even tell you how, it's just, when I heard what John did with John Sharp, people sleep on John Sharp so much. Nobody talk about John Sharp, but Major Beast. He had that American bed sound.
Yes.
He had that bed sound that nobody else in Jamaica was playing. I don't care where them from. They weren't playing that. That vibe. That's before Utty became, you know, when Utty was in school, you know, wearing short pants before that. But, and that's why we like Utty, because Utty had a both. Utty had that vibe and he had that rawness, you know. Yeah, that's why but John was so soft-spoken, but trust me, Change sound, inside sound,
yes, sir.
Later part, and it was John Sharp sneaking, nobody talking about him. He don't say much, but
he get him piece of the tune.
He inspired me with that bass line, with that what he was doing.
We get him piece side.
Separate me from your love so free. Someone told me about your love, how you came from heaven above, how you came and died for me, died on Calvary. No wind, no rain, no grief, no How could it be you died for me? For one whose heart never knew what love was about. For one as vile as me. For one who thought that love was a thing of the past. Every song I heard about love was just a word. Didn't know about giving or caring or sharing. Someone told me about true love, how you came from heaven above, how you came and died for me, died on Calvary. Can't take your love away. 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 I felt secure, thought I was sure. The way I lived was right, perfect and pure. And then you came bearing the shame of the whole world, including mine. No wind, no rain, no grief, no pain can separate me from your love so free. Yeah, friends may come and friends may go, but this one thing I know. Can't take your love away. Can't take your love away. Can't take your love away. Can't take your love away.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm amongst royalty, guys. I am amongst royalty. I am with royalty. You are with royalty. This is culture shock. Never seen ever before. Having these four gentlemen here with me, with you guys, sharing this on a Friday night. It feel like a dance can't done. But we're gonna sign off. We're gonna jump on it. The masterclass is crazy. All the engineers, all the musicians want to get some more time with us. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen as ASAP, as soon as we jump off this car. We're going into planning. The team is already working on the funnel for us to get to you guys. Thank you so much. The legendary Patrick Kitson, the legendary Andrew Lawrence. Much respect, sir. I grew up on
Yes.
your music. John Sharp. And Mekiano, big up the engineer. Oh, now going like I don't want to big up
Oh, you
Steven
mean, man,
Stewart.
Steven Stewart, don't forget.
Look
He
here,
produced
man.
that, he produced that
studied
Change
this-
album.
I studied this sonic signature of change. That's what make me have my sound today. That's what got me awards and being on billboards for many artists for many weeks, and Grammy nominations, Grammy considerations because of you gentlemen. I studied you guys and I thank you so much. Like you said, Rohan, I'm a reverse engineer, and I am working at it just the same, working on my sound. Guys, we're going to jump out of here. Give you a last word, Ron. You are the co-host, so we give you the last word.
Well, for me, I'm just grateful to be a part of this today. And no, Marvin was trying to get in one more question. I'm going to try
Lord
and
have mercy.
squeeze it.
Masterclass. That's the if him don't type masterclass, Marvin, you need to get in the masterclass. We're gonna jump into it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be much more involved, much more condensed. In not gonna be to the World Wide Web. It's gonna be focused on you, where you are in your craft, whatever musician skill. We have pianists, we have mouth organists. Dylan talk about the mouth organ skills. We have so many the musical talents here and the technical talents here. We'll jump into that. Rohan, let's jump into the questions in the comments. Rohan is good. You can find him on Facebook. His name is Rohan Reid. You can find Tony on Facebook, Tony Hutton. Delroy, I think he named D-Tone or something like that. D-Tone 45. But we're all on Facebook. You can check us. Write a comment here in the box. We'll answer those questions. Deeper questions we'll get in the masterclass. We'll jump in, getting out of here. This is Culture Shack. Thank you so much for all the syndication. GL365, Anointed TV, Love TV, GNL, a Colorful Praise Garnet over there, iTunes Media Magazine, Lima over there in Florida. Thank you so much for partnering with us, making Culture Shock amazing, amazing. Next week, Culture Shock, you don't want to miss it. Rohan inching for say something. Next week, Culture Shock, you don't want to miss it. It's in planning. And look here, I'm nervous. And anytime I don't get nervous, Rohan, you know how it go. We've mixed shows for 25,000 people and we don't get nervous. But I'm nervous about next week's Culture Shock. Who we have planned coming on, you've never seen this before. You've never, ever seen it before. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm freaking nervous about it. But it's going to be awesome. Rohan, because my respect and love you, one last thing. What you say?
My Afe give big up to David Keane. That's a major part of my... David Keane and John Williams, big up. Everybody know about Change Insights, but David Keane is a major part. Big up David Keane.
Somebody had
miss you, love you.
about that.
Yeah.
All right. Bless you guys. Thank you so much. We will get out of here. We're going to stop our streaming. Thank you so much. Drop a line, drop a comment. If you haven't said anything, just give us a heart and all of that. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Canute Neil Ellis. It's been a joy to present this to you. Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, Deli. Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much to the hundreds of people that's watching all across the world. We big you up. If we never call your name, we're going to write it in the comments and big you up. All right, y'all take care. We see you. Make we go now and change then, seeing as no pressure me.
You
guys.
The grace thrillers, you know, sir.
They want a grace to Lord have mercy.
The grace thrillers to go.
We can't do this with him, you know.
He's alive. He's alive.
Yes,
Can't
man.
do this, you know.
Giving
No,
me a
don't need
sunlight,
find the easy life.
Jesus.
Find the easy life.
Don't
Please.
No, man. If you just click any now. If you find it, he's alive.
Sunlight.
Have
Sunlight.
mercy.
Sunrise.
Man,
Sunrise.
he's alive.
Give me a sunrise, Jesus.
That's
Give me a
a
sunlight.
mercy. Me I scroll through 100. Grace Shillers have too much tune, you know. 200 tune. Lord have mercy. I can't find it. It's
Sunlight.
it's
Give
too
me a
much.
sunlight.
Sunlight Jesus.
Give me a sunlight.
See, I find since Jesus come into my heart. I find
Okay.
teardrops. Which one? Going night.
Pick one,
I
man.
go-
Pick one.
Eh?
Wearing some new shoes.
New
Lord
shoes,
have
yeah.
mercy. New shoes.
New shoes. One we play on that. I play bass on that one.
DJ D-Roy, where you there? You see what them a do with me now?
Tell you.
Oh my God. God have mercy. Let me do a search. New shoes. New shoes that
Kevin,
coming up on
say-
here.
Kevin said play it live.
Play it live. Lord have mercy. We're gonna go out with this. Manners and respect to Auntie Shirley. Here we go.
I could count the tears that falling. It would seem like an ocean to me. And if my heart were a window you could look through, oh, the pain and scars you would see. But tears will never stand the streets of the sea. No wreaths of death on the nation's door. Teardrops unwelcome beyond the gates of glory. 'Cause the heart will never break anymore. I could count the tears that had fallen, it would seem like a great ocean to me. if you could look through. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, the pain and scars you would see. But listen, tears will never stay. Streets of
Hey, if we go down the Grace Chillers Road, we're not gonna tap you know. The people them say they want chillers, but we're gonna have to do another culture shock. Guys, thank you so much. We're getting out of here. Thank you so much. Be blessed, stay safe. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much for joining. I am Canute Neil Ellis. See you next time.
Blessed is the man